Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that everything humanity has believed for thousands of years has suddenly been challenged. Not destroyed, not erased, but questioned at the deepest possible level. A single discovery, just one, has the power to do that. It could shake religions that guided civilizations, philosophies that shaped human thought, and sciences that explain reality itself. This is not science fiction. This is not fantasy. This is a very real possibility, standing quietly at the edge of human knowledge. Throughout history, humanity has lived by stories. Stories about where we came from, why we exist, and what happens after we die. Religion gave us meaning when the universe seemed terrifying and unknowable. Philosophy gave us tools to think, to question, to reason. Science gave us evidence, experiments, and laws that describe how reality behaves. For centuries, these three pillars stood side by side, sometimes cooperating, sometimes clashing, but always shaping the human journey. Now imagine a discovery so powerful that it forces all three to look at themselves again. Consider this question. Are we alone in the universe? For thousands of years, humans believed Earth was the center of everything. The sky revolved around us. The stars were lights placed for our benefit. Then one discovery shattered that belief. Earth was not the center, it was just another planet. Religion adapted. Philosophy evolved. Science advanced. Humanity survived the shock. Then came another discovery. Life evolved through natural processes. Again, belief systems trembled. Yet humanity adjusted. We always do, but what if the next discovery is bigger than all the previous ones combined? What if we find undeniable proof of life beyond Earth? Not microbes, not chemical hints, but intelligent life, a signal, a structure, a message. At that moment, religion will be forced to ask questions it has never had to answer clearly before. Were humans specially created, or are we one example among many? Do other intelligent beings have souls? Do they have their own revelations, their own prophets, their own understanding of a higher power? Does God belong only to Earth, or to the universe? Some religions may see this discovery as a threat. Others may see it as confirmation that creation is far greater than imagined. Faith will not disappear, but it will change. Interpretations will evolve. Old arguments will be rewritten. New theology will be born. Philosophy too will be shaken. For centuries, philosophers have debated the meaning of existence, consciousness, morality, and identity. Many of these debates assume humanity is unique, that intelligence is rare, that consciousness is special. But if intelligent life exists elsewhere, then intelligence is not unique. Consciousness is not exclusive. Human-centered philosophy will no longer be enough. Ethics will expand beyond our planet. Moral responsibility will no longer stop at Earth's atmosphere. Questions will arise that philosophers never had to answer before. Do we owe moral consideration to non-human intelligence? What defines a person? Is intelligence enough, or is emotion required? What if an alien mind experiences reality in a way we cannot even imagine? Science, too, will face its own revolution. Science is built on observation, testing, and evidence. Yet much of science is based on a sample size of one: Earth. Life, biology, intelligence, ecosystems, evolution. Everything we know is based on a single planet. Discovering life elsewhere would instantly turn biology into a universal science. We would learn which features of life are universal and which are accidental. DNA may not be the only code for life. Carbon may not be the only foundation. Evolution itself may work differently elsewhere. Physics could change too. Advanced civilizations may understand forces we do not, energy sources we haven't imagined, dimensions we cannot detect. Our current understanding of reality could be revealed as incomplete. And then there is the most dangerous question of all: are we early or late? If we discover ancient civilizations far older than humanity, it will force us to confront our future. Perhaps intelligence tends to destroy itself. Perhaps civilizations rarely survive long. Perhaps there is a reason the universe seems silent. This realization would reshape human priorities overnight. War would feel small. Borders would feel artificial. National pride would feel meaningless when compared to the vastness of cosmic existence. Now consider another discovery, one even closer to home. What if we finally understand consciousness? For thousands of years, consciousness has been the greatest mystery. Science can explain how the brain works, but not why experience exists at all. Why does matter arranged in a certain way become aware? Why is there a you behind your eyes? Religion often calls consciousness the soul. Philosophy debates whether it is physical or non-physical. Science struggles to measure it. But imagine discovering the mechanism of consciousness, a clear explanation of how awareness emerges, or worse or greater proof that consciousness is not limited to the brain. What if consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, like gravity or time? This single idea would transform everything. Death would be redefined, identity would be questioned, free will would be re-examined. Artificial intelligence would no longer be just machines, it could become a new form of life. Religion would face the question, if consciousness exists everywhere, what makes humans spiritually special? Philosophy would need new frameworks to define selfhood. Science would enter an era where mind and matter are no longer separate. And then there's time. Time feels constant, always moving forward. But physics already tells us time is flexible. It slows near massive objects. It stretches at high speeds. Yet we experience it as a straight line. What if we discover that time is not fundamental? That past, present, and future exist simultaneously? That free will is an illusion? Or that the universe is repeating itself endlessly? Such a discovery would rewrite human identity, responsibility, morality, regret, hope. Everything is tied to time. Change time, and you change meaning itself. Religion would re-examine destiny. Philosophy would redefine choice. Science would face the limits of prediction. And perhaps the most terrifying discovery of all, what if we learn that reality itself is not fundamental? What if the universe is a simulation? This idea was once dismissed as fantasy. Today, serious scientists debate it openly. The laws of physics behave like programmed rules. Reality is quantized. Space and time have minimum units. Information appears to be the foundation of everything. If proven, this would not destroy religion. It would challenge it to ask, who is the programmer? Philosophy would ask, does meaning change if reality is artificial? Science would ask, can we access the code? Humanity would be forced to redefine existence itself. Through all of this, one truth remains constant. Humanity has always survived its greatest revelations. We survived learning that Earth is not the center. We survived learning that we evolved from simpler life. We survived learning that the universe is vast and cold. Each time we became more humble, more curious, more aware. The next discovery will not end humanity. It will mature us. Religion will not disappear, it will deepen. Philosophy will not collapse, it will expand. Science will not fail, it will evolve. The greatest danger is not the discovery itself. The danger is refusing to face it. Because knowledge does not destroy meaning. Ignorance does. One discovery could change religion, philosophy, and science forever. And when that moment arrives, humanity will face a choice, to fear it or to grow from it. The universe has always been asking us a question. The question is not whether we are ready to hear the answer. The question is whether we are brave enough to accept it.